This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Telecom sponsors Pacific Law Conference. PMV's protests after shooting. And WHO calls for vaccination. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for your company. Telecom Limited today announced its support towards the Pacific Islands Law Officers Network annual meeting that will be hosted in Port Moresby.
Acting Head of Sales Marketing Devon Kula, when announcing the sponsorship, stated they are honored to partner with the Department of Justice and Attorney General in hosting this event.
Thank you to Telecom.
Ben Senwema, National EMTV News.
The Pacific Island Law Officers Network annual meeting is set for next week and will run for 4 days at the APEC House in Port Moresby. Secretary of the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kwa, confirmed that Papua New Guinea will receive a total of 90 participants for this conference.
According to Secretary Dr. Eric Kwa, this year marks the third time for Papua New Guinea to host legal fraternity from the Pacific. The previous meetings hosted in Papua New Guinea took place in Madang and Kokopo.
So we are excited. We are ready for them. And we're ready because of partners like you. You have come forward to support us, to help us to deliver a wonderful program that we hope that they can go out with memories.
The Pylon is made up of 18 membership countries, inclusive of Australia and New Zealand.
Pylon has 5-year strategic plan every time. And under the 5-year strategic plan, we usually have 3 working groups. So they are the implementing arm of Pylon. So it's not just a gathering of people, it's actually a working group, actually. So
Deputy Secretary for the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Josephine Pitmore, explained the role of Pylon in the Pacific.
Under those working groups, we have membership, different chairs from different countries. And the 3 working groups corruption, cybersecurity, cybercrime, and GBV. These are 3 common issues that affect all Pacific Island nations. So these are the 3 main things that each country will come and report on what they're doing in their respective jurisdiction to fight these issues back at home.
The Deputy Secretary stated partners will also be discussing topics on rising issues in the Pacific.
So then the 5-year strategy lapses this year, and next year we are developing a new one. And of course, we'll take into consideration other emerging issues that affects the region. So usually the consensus is around which is the common issues. Previously, it was always around the environment, the climate change, but these days corruption is everywhere. GBV is everywhere. It's not only unique to Papua New Guinea, it's actually affecting even smaller island nations. Even cybercrime transcends borders.
Ben Senwema, National EMTV News.
More than 100 public motor vehicle operators in the Eastern Highlands province have suspended services to protest the fatal shooting of a PMV driver during an armed hold-up in Kainantu last Friday.
The operators who service Ley, Medeng and the Highlands region petitioned Eastern Highlands Governor Simon Sia, Kainantu MP William Hagahuno and Engonofi MP Robert Atiyafa to address ongoing lawlessness, particularly at the notorious Barola section of the Highlands Highway. The petition received by Atiyafa and Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent John Kale called for improved road security, the arrest of suspects and guaranteed safety for PMV operators and passengers. PMV spokesperson Mega Kotonikasa said the protest showed solidarity for the late driver Tony Pes and urged authorities to protect small business operators who risk their lives daily while contributing to the province's economy. Eastern Highlands Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent John Kale confirmed that the police in Kainantu issued a 24-hour demand on Monday for suspects involved in the fatal shooting of a PMV driver to surrender. Following his directive, arrests were made and more are expected as investigation continue. Provincial Executive Council Chairman for Law and Order and Henganofi MP Robert Atiyafa condemned the attack. He said the Barola section has long been plagued by the tribal conflicts and that the investigation will determine whether recent ceasefire agreements were breached. Atiyafa said discussions have begun between Eastern Highlands Governor Simon Sia, Western Highlands Governor and Law and Order committees from both provinces to ensure justice and restore highway safety. He expressed condolences to the victim's family and pledged provincial government support for burial cost and peace efforts. Jonathan Sibona, National EMTV News.
Special Economic Zones Authority Chairman Dr. Lawrence Sauce has called for an open border approach among Pacific Island nations to allow investments in the fisheries sectors across the respective countries.
Special Economic Zones Authority Chairman Dr. Lawrence Sauce said joint venture from Pacific Island nations is the way forward.
Why are we closing our borders? Why are we putting barriers among ourselves? It is time in the fisheries sector for us to open it, to allow investment across countries, to allow investment from other countries. I mean, we are already doing it. I come in, I see BSP. BSP is a flagship company of Papua New Guinea, but it's already actively involved in the banking sector in Fiji. We are already involved in a superannuation where we have cross-border investments in superannuation. Why can't we do that in fisheries? Why can't we allow and open our borders, provide tax incentives in those countries in the Pacific that would want people to come and invest in fisheries and especially in tuna value chain, give them all the incentives that is necessary and let them run.
Dr. Sauce said Pacific Island nations can also do cross-border special economic zones in fisheries, further calling for collaboration between the nations to succeed.
When I went to Malaysia and all that in Johor, you will find that there is a cross-border jet between Malaysia and Singapore in Johor. We can do that. It's just a matter of thinking and trying to figure out how best we can do it between Solomon Islands and PNG and various other countries. Again, we come back to the Broom strategy. Together, if we do it together, we will succeed. But by one, everybody will isolate us. They'll begin to deal with one country against the other and all that, and then they get off, and we don't even invest in the value chain of the fisheries that we have.
He concluded that Pacific Island nations are the owners of some of the largest fisheries in the world and must build themselves to become the owners.
If we wait on others, we will wait for another 50 years, and we will be just onlookers of the wealth and the fisheries that we own, and others will come, tap on the value chain, and they will gain benefits from it while we are just onlookers. It is time for us to come together.
Jacinta Dr. National EMTV News.
Furthermore, Dr. Lawrence Sauce says investors who want to invest in the fisheries sector will be given a range of incentives if they stick to the ambit of downstream processing and creating value from value chains of the fisheries sector.
Special Economic Zones Authority Chairman Dr. Lawrence Sauce said the 4 licensed special economic zones in Papua New Guinea were given incentive packets of both financial and non-financial, and he assured interested investors that they will also be given range of incentives. Dr. Sauce said these 4 special economic zones' total investment value accounts to 7.2 billion kina. He further elaborates on the special economic zones and their contributions towards the nation.
So we have 2 huge investments in multi-purpose tourism SEZ. We have one that is in lime and cement production down to the downstream processing of cement. And we have one major steelworks that is led by the flagship LNG company or PNG, which is the Kumul Petroleum Holdings, that has invested close to 1 billion in steelwork production and building a factory and training of Papua New Guineans to be world-class fabricators and steelworks handlers all over the world. And so we have about 7.2 billion.
He also highlighted on some of the initiatives in the East New Britain Initiative that fall under the special economic zones and on Papua New Guinea, eyeing for new companies to invest in the Medang integrated zone.
And earmarked SEZ development, they have not applied for a license yet, but it's found in Medang that relies on RD tuna. We will be considering giving them licenses for if they want to add value on the existing facility that they have. For example, if they bring in new technology, they want to build a new factory, they want to expand the size of that, that can also be subject to new range of incentives and reliefs that we can give them under the SEZ. We're looking for new companies to come and invest in the Medang integrated zone.
Jacinta Dr. National EMTV News.
To curtail the prevalence of cervical cancer, the World Health Organization has further recommended for the vaccination of girls at the ages of 9 to 14. This recommendation is now implemented by the Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority.
One of the 3 recommendations for the World Health Organization on eliminating cervical cancer was to vaccinate girls between the ages of 9 to 14. As per this, the Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority has taken it on board and are now visiting the 4 districts to vaccinate young girls. The team leader for the cervical cancer team in the province, Dr. Paulos Ripa, said they have already vaccinated a total of 19,000 girls in the province.
Covered 3 districts and we're now going today and we've vaccinated over 19,000 girls. Our target is 30,000 girls.
Dr. Ripa stressed on the importance of being vaccinated at an early stage.
That is giving a vaccine that can prevent girls from getting the virus. So that is being given to all the schoolgirls throughout the province.
He further called on the parents and guardians of the girls at the ages of 9 to 14 to come for vaccination if they are out of school and are missing out on being vaccinated.
We have gone through the schools in Hagan Central, Mulbaya, and now we're moving today. But if they have children who have not, girls aged 9 to 14, who have not received the vaccine in the schools, or if they are out of schools, please, they can come and get the vaccine. Yes, centrally, some facilities have the vaccine, but they can let us know and we can be able to arrange for them to get the vaccine.
Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
You're watching National EMTV News. More local stories after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab saja nak? Yang. beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Cyrus and polio, you've been finished long time. You've been looking plenty sign long and before. Now you've been go, you may not looking more. And now that's all will come back again. That's why I put him all picking in below you me really at high risk. Now long this blood time, immunization long all picking in you may like by you may go antap more long this blood. You may like by reach him 95, now you going up long 99%. There's a lot paralysis long, there's a lot picking in long lay, and now and be urgent sing out lo you get. Long time walk boom one time, now make him there's a lot walk long time immunize him all picking in me. And future block Papua New Guinea. So we don't make him now. Who should we make him? You mean our parents, community members, now line inside of family. You must walk boom one time, long time stop him spread long there's a lot polio, no country below you me.
Big plan number belong all pikinini, hino kissing baby suit or banis marasin. Look out them all pikinini, give him baby suit or polio banis marasin, long all get a pikinini, Christmas belong all is tap ananit long 10 playa, banis him all long sick polio.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, like I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hot Talk Mom, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. 2 suspects, including a teacher from Ivongai Secondary School in Okapa, Eastern Highlands Province, have been arrested over the alleged theft and leakage of grade 12 examination papers.
Goroka Police Station Commander Chief Inspector Timothy Pomoso confirmed that the arrests were made by the Goroka Task Force unit after an official complaint was lodged. He said the suspect faced charges relating to break and enter, stealing and conspiracy to commit a crime. The incident allegedly occurred on Monday, October 13th, between 3 and 4 a.m., when the suspects reportedly broke into the school principal's office and stole examination papers for several subjects, including advanced mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and business studies. Pomoso said the prime suspect from Ivongai village initially fled but was later caught in Goroka following intelligence reports. A teacher from Yalibu in Southern Highlands was also arrested in a joint operation by the Task Force and Provincial Fraud Unit. Both remain in police custody pending further investigation. He said this was the 3rd case reported in Goroka, adding that previous offenders are already serving time at Biute Correctional Service. Principal Lamana Ayu said the incident had damaged the school's reputation and vowed to assist police in bringing all involved in justice. Jonathan Sibona, National, EMTV News.
The National Divine Mercy Shrine in Mount Hagen Archdiocese in the Cooley Parish will celebrate its 10th anniversary tomorrow.
A shrine or a place of prayer was built in the Juaka province under the Archdiocese of Mount Hagen is under preparation to commemorate its 10th year of existence. It is a sacred place that was built specifically for prayer and meditation. In the past, the National Divine Mercy Group was a devotional group. However, after the construction of the shrine or the church building, it has now become a place where individuals go to have a peaceful time with God. This was the director for the National Divine Mercy Shrine, Father Bogdan.
Mercy Group, Divine Mercy Apostolate, and we are very happy that they support this growing this shrine. That's the Divine Mercy Apostolate Group in Papua New Guinea and two around the.
He further thanked the Divine Mercy Group for supporting the shrine.
Like lay big group, more about 80 people, they arrived yesterday. We have some people from Keving, 6 or 7 people, and we have some people from Port Moresby, especially for this Divine Mercy Group, Divine Mercy Apostolate.
The area is now filled with people all throughout the country to witness the celebration for this shrine tomorrow. Among the visitors are 2 priests from Poland who also came to witness the celebrations. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
MRDC legal officers participated in the 38th Law Association for Asia and the Pacific Conference held recently in Vietnam. These legal officers were part of the national delegation representing Papua New Guinea at the event.
The MRDC lawyers Jerome Sesega and Alphonse Ayako joined President of the Papua New Guinea Law Society Hubert Namani and the Secretary of the Law Society Tuvasa Tanuvasa in representing countries' legal fraternity at this international forum. The Lawasia is a distinguished regional body comprising legal professionals, judges, and legal institutions from over 40 jurisdictions including Papua New Guinea, Australia, Japan, India, Malaysia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. The annual conference serves as a premier platform for legal dialogue, professional development, and cross-border collaboration. MRDC Managing Director Mr. Augustine Mano said MRDC was honored to support its legal officers in representing both the organization and the country at this high-level event. Mano further said this exposure strengthens MRDC's ability to deliver world-class legal services to the landowner beneficiaries. Paka Tambua, National EMTV News.
Discussions and plans into the development of a pathway from the defence partners to allies under the Puk-Puk Treaty commenced yesterday in Canberra, Australia. This saw the Australian Acting Prime Minister and Defence Minister Richard Marles and Papua New Guinea's Defence Minister Dr. Billy Joseph convene for a meeting to discuss on the agenda.
During the meeting, both ministers pledged their support towards the establishment of a bilateral task force that will guide the development of a recruitment pathway enabling Papua New Guinea citizens to join the Australian Defence Force. A team of key officials from both nations will be coming together for a meeting before the end of 2025 to finalize the terms and conditions to the recruitment pathway. The focus areas of development in the PNG Defence Force include the upgrade of vital facilities at the Goldie River Training Depot outside of Port Moresby. Through this investment, a new accommodation and essential services will be constructed that can cater up to 200 additional PNGDF trainees and is expected to be completed in late 2026. Moreover, both nations will be working on a new design of a new PNGDF infantry battalion barracks to be built in Ella province. The meeting also revealed that an uplift to the PNGDF's capability will see Australia provide Australian-made combat rifles as well as further work on armories and additional steps to boost the weapons security. Australia and Papua New Guinea are aiming to expanding the defense aviation cooperation, which they will be utilizing the current pilot, aircrew and aircraft maintenance training initiatives under the Flight of Excellence program. PNG, especially when they hosted a component of the exercise Talisman Cyber and involving in the Hamid Chinook helicopters. The Pukpuk Treaty is set to take the relations between the two countries to a whole new level and standard as they build on their partnership. Ben Senwema, National EMTV News.
The Papua New Guinea Teachers Association has called on the Teaching Service Commission to renew the Teachers' Salary Fixation Memorandum of Agreement for 2026 to 2028 between PNGTA and TSC.
The president of Papua New Guinea Teachers Association, Aita Sanangepe, says the previous MOA signed in 2023 to 2024 expired in August and they supposed to sign a new one from 2026 to 2028, but nothing has happened yet and the delay will affect the teachers' necessary allowances. Sanangepe says teachers are the important public servants in the country and they deserved to be looked after and compensated well.
So TSC had reconsider the MOU that we submit already. It's not late yet. He has to pull up his socks. Otherwise, last week 7 days notice to either accept our MOU that we submitted to him already or we go through the court.
The president has asked the TSC to come forward for a discussion as it is not too late.
This is a clear message to Minister for Education, Secretary for Education. MOU must be negotiated. DPM not to interfere. We are enough. My teachers suffering enough. Goods and prices are going right up, rocketing high.
Acting General Secretary Kingston Alu shared similar sentiments, stating they wrote several times to TSC but no responses from TSC.
Have the TSC chairman to respond to the teachers' log of claims. He never responded. Instead, he wrote to the minister and gave us the copy of the letter which he wrote to the minister.
He added that last week they wrote a final letter to chairman giving him 7 days to respond. Meanwhile, Teaching Service Commission Chairman Samson Wangihomi responded in a statement saying he cannot go into negotiation with PNG Teachers Association, stating several reasons why the agreement cannot be renewed include position of the president and the National Management Committee has expired. The renewing of 2023 to 2025 MOA was late. In addition, Wangiomi questioned why PNGTA General Secretary was the signatory of the letter that was sent to TSC as he is not the president of the union. Also, Wangiomi says PNGTA does not have a log of claims that should justify and qualify what they have for the negotiation. He says the budget cycle for 2026 has passed. Lorraine Jimal, National EMTV News.
10 trekkers from the PNG Tribal Foundation and international teams from Australia and the United States recently completed a 7-day expedition to the crest site of a Flying Dutchman, Mount Obere, in the Owen Stanley Range of Central Province. This was initiated by the Central Governor, Rufina Pita, to highlight the potential of the Ghost Mountain Trail as a future ecotourism and heritage destination.
The week-long trek journey retraced the path of the World War II soldiers who have crossed Ghost Mountain, located in Gaba Gaba village of Rigo district of Central Province in 1942, combining adventure, history, and humanitarian purpose. The team delivered vital medical supplies to Doro Bisoro Clinic, helping to restore health services in the remote Central Province community. with financial support from Governor Rufina and MP for Rigo District Sir Anopala.
Exploring opportunities with Sir Anopala for Gaba Gaba and potentially putting in a guest house and also doing events there to start. So what we did was to launch the whole thing. We went to Gaba Gaba where the trail actually started, and we started with the launch there. Then we flew up to Dora Basora and continued on from there. So the benefits will continue, and they'll be focused generally around health and education and employment.
Australian explorer and author for The Search for the Flying Dutchman, Peter Gamgee shared his experience of the trek.
Is safety as well. Remote areas, you really got to make sure that you have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C and everything else in the event you get bad rain. In particular, if you get a lot of rain, then that changes the trail altogether and make it from hard to very, very hard.
Adding also onto his experience, American author James Campbell, writer for the Ghost Mountain Boys, said the local people were helpful during the 7 days trekking.
The people are incredibly generous, incredibly kind, and the carriers looked after us so well. And it was an absolutely wonderful experience.
Amongst them were 5 women that also took part in the trekking. The trekkers thanked Governor Rufina Peter and MP Sir Anopala for the assistance and are looking forward to share the stories of the Papua New Guineans who have helped the soldiers during World War II. Nicole Rema, National EMTV News.
Now we take a look at the NASFAN market report. The Kina closed lower at $0.2379 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying at $0.2304 US, 0.3510 Australian dollars, 0.1898 euro, 34.41 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed higher, copper closed lower, palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 Kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 Kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
At BSP, we are committed to helping all Papua New Guineans achieve prosperity. So as our nation celebrates 50 years of independence, we are giving back. Over the next year, BSP will commit 2.5 million kina to our employee-driven initiative 50-for-50 Giving Back to help 50 communities across our country, leaving a legacy in education, health, youth empowerment, and sustainable living. Together, we will build a better nation.
EMTV is proud to announce that we are now offering tower rental spaces on the tallest tower in NCD and Central Province. Our new 80-meter television broadcasting tower proudly boasts an improved structure durability. It is versatile and suitable for various communications and broadcasting needs. It has a high antenna load capacity, supporting multiple antennas and technologies simultaneously. This is your opportunity to optimize your transmission signal for wider coverage and extended reach. For co-location information, contact us today. EMTV, your number one to watch.
You're watching National EMTV News. 389 students from Boreboa Primary School in the National Capital District are among the many students across the country currently sitting for the Grade 8 national examinations this week.
Boreboa Primary School in National Capital District caters more than 3,000 students. The head teacher, Ms. Tekla Rasehei, explained more on the cutoff marks for students to be eligible for Grade 9 next year.
For NCD and for Boreboa alone, the cutoff mark to be eligible for a Grade 9 space is 90. 90 out of 180. So I'm looking this cutoff mark for Boreboa is 90. So students who meet the cutoff mark are eligible for spaces in the secondary high schools in NCD. Okay, the students, we had a good number. The students were ready on day 1 and this is day 2. They were all ready, looking forward.
Ms. Rasehei also shared that exams are progressing well, with students sitting different subjects and will conclude on test day.
It's paper number 2, which is mathematics. They did paper 1 yesterday, which was language paper 1. And today is mathematics paper. They're sitting for the second paper. And I have 9 rooms. 9 rooms that the students have been divided into 9 rooms. And we have the Moratas. The external invigilators are from Morata.
Rasehei expressed confidence in this year's Grade 8 students, noting that Boreboa Primary School is ranked among the top 10 performing schools out of other primary schools in NCD. She hopes students will continue to uphold the school's strong academic performance this year as well. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the head teacher of Boreboa Primary strongly discouraged after exam parties for Grade 8.
Due to incidents from the past, student safety is important. Ms. Tekla Rasehei said the Grade 8 students still have a long way to go in their education. She reminded the students to avoid large celebrations involving alcohol and other risky behaviors.
Students are very, very important because we have, in the past, we have a lot of students getting into trouble, being killed due to celebrating which they are not supposed to be celebrating. You know, they have so long to go. Celebration should be taking place at University Technical College after that, not after Grade 8 or Grade 10 or Grade 12. So Boreboa has given the strong advice to the students and they are all aware of it. It's also written in a letter to the parents.
Ms. Rasehei urged students across the country to go home immediately after their exams concludes on test day.
To go home safely because you still have Grade 10, you still have to pass to go to 9 and then to 12 and then to university. So my message to all the Grade 8s around Papua New Guinea after the last paper, please, you go home safely. There is no need to get into drinking and other things that will harm you or even get you killed. I think your life is more important and celebration will only take place after you complete all your years of schooling.
Rasehei calls on all parents and guardians of Grade 8 students to be responsible and take their children home straight after the exams. Mimi Pio, National EMTV News.
To news from abroad, and the Australian government is pressing Beijing for answers after an incident between China and Australian military's aircraft.
The federal government says an Australian P-8 surveillance plane was conducting routine patrol over the South China Sea on Sunday when a Chinese military jet approached and set off flares close to the aircraft. Defence Minister Richard Marles says some of these flares came very close to the Australian plane. He says that the crew on the Chinese jet were being unsafe and unprofessional. Now, for years, China has been claiming sovereignty over a huge portion of the South China Sea, despite this claim not being recognised by international law. Now, the South China Sea is important because it's a critical global trade route and it connects major ports in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, and it has an abundance of oil, gas and lots of fish. And increasingly, China has been flexing its muscle in this region, upsetting some of its neighbours in South Asia and also the Pacific. But the Chinese government on their side has been frustrated by Australia's decision to conduct joint operations and exercises with a growing list of international partners in the area, including the United Kingdom, the United States, Japan and the Philippines. China's Southern Theatre Command Air Force said this latest incident was a grave violation of China's sovereignty, reinforcing China's claim over the contested region. But Defence Minister Richard Marles says that this Australian plane was in international airspace over international waters. Foreign Minister Penny Wong has echoed those statements from our Defence Minister, and she says that the safety of Australian defence personnel is paramount. Take a listen.
We regard the safety of our personnel as of the highest importance. We will continue to assert our rights under international law in terms of freedom of overflight and freedom of navigation.
Now, the federal government says thankfully nobody was injured in this incident and the plane was also undamaged too. But the Australian government has made a lodged a diplomatic protest with Beijing, formally expressing its disapproval over this latest incident.
You're watching National EMTV News. Coming up next, we have Truka Sports with all your sporting updates. Stay with us for the details.
Some days feel grey until someone brings back your smile. Happiness, sometimes all it takes is a bite or a scoop.
Late again?
And sometimes it's waiting in the freezer just for you.
Share the love, share the happiness in every moment with Gala.
Gala Yum.
We're proudly PNG's homegrown bank. Since 1985, we've grown from a humble local financial institution into one of PNG's leading banks, serving thousands of Papua New Guineans. We've grown together, adapting, innovating, and leading with purpose. We believe in progress. We believe in our people. Together, we're building tomorrow. Kina Bank, celebrating 40 years of growth, innovation, and nation building.
What if every drop of waste oil you poured away could turn into something worse?
50,000 litres of oil is believed to have spilled into the sea.
Waste oil doesn't just disappear. It seeps into our rivers, poisons our land, and suffocates wildlife. Every drop counts, and every drop adds up. With Dunlop, we can recycle used oil to prevent this destruction. Recycling oil not only cleans our environment, but also reduces the need for new resources, saving energy and protecting ecosystems. Let us handle your waste oil and help protect our environment for generations to come.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck. like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
I'm Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local markets. Tune in to Kai Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, EMTV.
True Kai Sports.
Welcome to Truka Sports. The Papua New Guinea Kumuls have named a strong side that will take on Cook Islands in the Pacific Championships Round 2 fixture on Saturday. The side will feature 3 debutants and also the return of a couple of key players from the United Kingdom.
Kumuls coach Jason Dimitrio has named 3 debutants, and they are Guy Rovoro, Finley Glare and Cooper Bai. With former Kumul 5-8 Kai Labert now retired, the Hunters playmaker Voro gets his opportunity to make his debut at the test level. His teammate and Kumul's winger Robert Debbie and Rhys Martin thinks Voro is ready.
I know Gyro is a young half. He's come through PNG system. I think he just needs game time, honestly, because he's at training, he's a freak, and he can just find that outside so easily, and he's just so fast. It's just exciting to watch him play some footy, and hopefully he gets a bit of space so he can do what he does, and that'll be exciting. And
Gyro, I've seen a lot of his highlights this year. He's been ripping it up in the cup, and I've seen a lot of his tries. He's quick, so I can't wait to see him in a bit of open space on Saturday. And the team's exciting. I think the future's bright for the Kumuls.
Voro will have a helping hand, and his Hunters teammate and fellow debutant Finley Glare, who can play at 5'8" and hooker, will come off the bench. The son of Kumul's legend Marcus Bai, Cooper Bai, will now become the second generation of the Bai family to wear the Kumul jumper after an impressive show in the Prime Minister's 13. Kumul's co-captain Rhys Martin believes the team is getting stronger each year and his men are ready to face the Cook Islands.
The squad that we do have in camp, it's probably one of the strongest squads that we've had for a number of years, and I think one thing that keeps happening is that we keep getting stronger every tournament that we get to play, and some of the experience that the players are getting now. There's a lot of guys over in Super League, a lot of guys playing NRL now. Young Cooper's just coming to the NRL, so the team is only going to get better and stronger.
Kumul's front rower Sylvester Namo says they will not underestimate the Cook Islands, who have an NRL experience pack in the likes of Brisbane Bronco Brendan Piakura, West Tigers Ruben Potter and others.
Our preparation towards the game on the weekend. We have the ball, so we're trying to get back to it. We don't want them to take it away from us. For the weekend.
Meanwhile, Cook Islands captain Brendan Piakura says anything is possible against the Kumuls as long as they avoid making errors.
Some cheap penalties, cheap errors that we sort of just hurt ourselves, especially in that first half. But if we take those errors out, I think that we're in the game. Just get into that cycle and just flow.
The match will be played at 3 p.m. at the Santos National Football Stadium. Pakatambua Trukai Sports.
Kumul's co-captain Rhys Martin is excited to be back home and to play for his country one more time, especially after a successful season in the UK Super League where he became the second Papua New Guinean to win the Super League title.
Martin said winning the Super League title with the Hull Kingston Rovers this year was a great reward for himself and his family, especially after playing in the UK competition for 6 years.
I won it and then went inside and sat in the dressing rooms. It was a pretty surreal moment. I think for me, it just ticked all the boxes, all the sacrifices you make as a player. Moved away from my family for 6 years. I've been over in England, and winning that kind of makes it all worthwhile. So I can look back and know everything I've done, all the sacrifices, and it just makes it all kind of complete.
The 32-year-old said he is looking forward to bring that experience. The 32-year-old said he is looking forward to bring that experience into the Kumuls team as they open the Pacific Championship Bowl campaign against the Cook Islands.
The thing is that we keep getting stronger every tournament that we get to play, and some of the experience that the players are getting play on Saturday. But I think what's exciting for the country is how strong the team is getting.
The lad from Hula in Central Province will extend his record as the most capped Kumul alongside veteran Nana McDonald. Both Martin and McDonald will be playing their 19 test matches on Saturday. Pakatambua Trukai Sports.
TrueCast Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
TrueCast Sports.
Chicken kebab saja nak? Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
We're proudly PNG's homegrown bank. Since 1985, we've grown from a humble local finance institution into one of PNG's leading banks, serving thousands of Papua New Guineans. We've grown together, adapting, innovating, and leading with purpose. We believe in progress. We believe in our people. Together, we're building tomorrow. Kina Bank, celebrating 40 years of growth, innovation, and nation building.
Start your journey with Telecom. Stay online, informed, and in control from departure to destination. Maintain your connections wherever you are. Introducing Want to Travel eSIM, the all-in-one eSIM app available in over 150 countries. With instant activation, affordable no-contract data plans worldwide, high-speed internet, and multi-language support. Download Want to Travel eSIM app on your App Store for iPhone and Play Store for Android devices. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
EMTV is proud to announce that we are now offering tower rental spaces on the tallest tower in NCD and Central Province. Our new 80-meter television broadcasting tower proudly boasts an improved structure durability. It is versatile and suitable for various communications and broadcasting needs. It has a high internal load capacity, supporting multiple antennas and technologies simultaneously. This is your opportunity to optimize your transmission signal for wider coverage and extended reach. For co-location information, contact us today. EMTV, your number one to watch.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always TrueCai. TrueCai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching TrueCast Sports. Moving to overseas sports, Steve Smith is ready to captain the Australian Test cricket side on his way to becoming on the upcoming Ashes series.
He's been back in Australia for a while now. He's training with the New South Wales Sheffield Shield squad. In fact, he's just behind me now having a hit in the nets as he prepares for a couple of Sheffield Shield matches before the first Ashes test. Of course, as you said, Pat Cummins is battling a back injury and is in serious doubt for that first test. If he's not there, George Bailey, who's Australia's head selector, has confirmed that Steve Smith, who's the Australian vice-captain, will captain in Cummins's place. He's already done it 6 times before, and of course he's had that long history as a captain before the sandpaper scandal, so he's got plenty of experience. I asked him today how he captained with Cummins there. Does he get advice from Cummins or does he follow his own lead? And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the game, obviously, with the coach as well, and I think the important thing is doing it my way. I think when I get out on the field, you know, I've got a certain style and the way I like to do things, and, you know, I need to be authentic. So, you know, I think it's worked well when I've stood in over the last few years. So, yeah, it'll just be a seamless sort of transition if that comes around.
He said he's really excited. It was interesting, actually, because he said over the last couple of seasons, he's found the cricket season to be quite mentally draining, and it takes him longer to recover at the end of each season. But I asked him whether that was a factor coming into an Ashes series, and he said no problem whatsoever. He's really excited about it, and how couldn't you be? The last Ashes series here was played during the COVID epidemic, and there were no crowds, and it was a very different atmosphere to what we can expect this season with sell-out crowds around Australia and a lot of excitement around the Australian team, notwithstanding Pat Cummins' injury. We're all interested in whether Sam Constas is going to open the batting for Australia. Smith on Constas says, look, he's got to follow his own lead, and we'll see. But there's going to be so much interest in this cricket series, this Ashes series against England, and Steve Smith says he's super excited about it.
Truca Sports ends on that note. The Bonnie Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Truca Sports. Truca Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Truca. Truca, true inspiration through generations.
Telecom is offering 2 phones at one price. This is a Telecom 121 and Telecom A551, bundled at the price of 199 kina. T121 phone features include 4G compatibility and camera, while the A551 phone features dual SIM and an AF camera. Great value and PNG owned sure feels good. Drop into your nearest Telecom store or kiosk today to grab that pair-perfect phone deal.
Yumi Cyrus and polio, you've been finished long time. You've been looking plenty sign long and before. Now you've been go, you not looking more. And now that's all want to come back again. That's why I put him all picking below Yumi really at high risk. Now long this blood time, immunization long all picking Yumi like by Yumi go antap more long this blood. Yumi like by reach him 95, now you going up long 99%. There's a lot paralysis long, there's a lot picking long lay, and now the urgent sing out lo Yumi guitar. Long time walk boom one time, na make him there's a lot walk long time immunize him all picking and future block up in the so we don't make him now. Who should we make him? Yumi now parents, community members, na line inside of family. You must walk boom one time, long time stop him spread long this la polio, no country blow Yumi.
Big plan number belong all pikinini, hino kisim baby suit or banis marasin. Look out him all pikinini, give him baby suit or polio banis marasin, long all get a pikinini. Christmas belong all is tap ananit long 10 playa. Banis him all long sick polio.
Dreaming for more than the life we know. There is more to what the future holds. You need holy man to walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we ready
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The MoneyPlus weather report for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City mostly fine, partly cloudy. Daru partly cloudy with chances of brief showers. Karama partly cloudy, possible few showers. Alota partly cloudy. Popondetta cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Well, that was the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 21st of October, 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
Coming up next, at 7 p.m., Auseno, 7:30 p.m., Bondi Rescue, 8 p.m., Talk PC News Headlines, followed by MacLeod's Daughters, 9 p.m., Great Australian Walk, 10 p.m., Grand Designs Australia, 11 p.m., National MTV News